Story title: A Weird Call from My Dead Grandmother. Author name: G Unit 02. About a few years back, my grandmother passed away. A month after she had passed away, we were sitting in the kitchen reminiscing about the days when she was still around. My mom used to call my grandma every night to talk to her about how things are going back home. We live in Australia, but my grandmother was back home in PNG. If for some reason my mom didn't call her, my grandma would always call at night to make sure she was okay. Long story short, our conversation just evolved into one of those what if kind of conversations. What if they'd been able to call from the afterlife? It sounds dumb when I type this out now, but we were in a weird headspace at the time. But almost on cue after I said that, my mom's phone started ringing. Incoming call from Mom. The contact photo of my grandma was now ringing on screen. We both kind of just froze while staring at the phone. After about 10 seconds, my mom answered the call. Nothing but static. Even weirder is that my mom was in possession of my grandma's phone at the time. It was put away in a box that contained a few of my grandma's items at the top of the bookshelf in her room. The phone was dead. No charge whatsoever. The same thing happened exactly a year after her death, the same day she had died. There were a few smaller things that happened, but nothing as concrete as this. Just a weird story I thought I'd share. Personal thoughts. I've heard so many stories of loved ones being contacted post-death. There has to be something to this. And in your case, you weren't alone. You were with your mom, so it can't be a hallucination. Then as far as number spoofing goes, this is done usually in an attempt to bypass dual-factor authentication. It doesn't do anything to call someone and leave them with static. It's not even a good prank, it's terrible. So I don't think it's that. I think legitimately you were contacted by your grandmother, or at least she tried to. I don't know if it's as a spirit or as a ascended being, whatever it may be. The rules to the afterlife are very murky, but perhaps we'll find out soon enough. Have you ever had an afterlife experience, especially from someone that you knew, that was close to you? As a friend or enemy, doesn't matter. Second story. Story title: This is probably going to sound insignificant in comparison. Author name: Brainless Insaneness. But the weirdest thing just happened. I'm still shaking. I'm cooking breakfast for my family, and I'm finishing up making bagels. I bought cream cheese yesterday, a 2-pack Philadelphia, because ours went bad recently. I opened up the package of cream cheese, just the top cardboard part, and I remember thinking, God, these never open right, because some of the cardboard was stuck to the side. I put the second unopened cream cheese back in the fridge, and the open one down on the counter when I went to ask my boyfriend if he wanted toast or a bagel. When I came back, the cream cheese was completely sealed / unopened. I was like, okay, well, I must have put the open one in the fridge. I remember exactly where I put it. On the door. No, that one was completely sealed as well. So the first thought was, well, I must have had a third, so I frantically searched the fridge and house, thinking maybe I put it down on my way to ask. And nothing. No open packages anywhere. What the actual hell? I've had stuff happen like this before, but not anywhere near as concrete as this. Any logical explanations are appreciated. Personal thoughts. There's nothing insignificant to describe this glitch. Not at all. I've spoken about my own comparable story before, actually, where one of my tennis balls was lost, vanishing in front of my own eyes. It seems like a small detail, but it truly does make you question your own sanity and what this reality truly is. Sadly, I don't have a logical explanation to offer. All I can say is, this does happen to people, and you're not crazy. Now, if you've enjoyed this narration, consider showing it some love. Apparently, it enjoys deep, sensual massages of the like button.